So a supervised learning is, okay, we are training a ML or AI model, and this model is trained on an input-output data. So in out. So it could learn the mapping from the input data to the output label data. Okay, for example, we talk about this spam classifications example. So over here, you will see three columns. What are the columns that we have?
Email lang, number of links inside and whether it's spam or not.
Email length, a number of links, and whether it is a spam. What is means by spam? So now let's go through here. We have the email length, number of links. So how they learn the pattern, whether this is a spam or this is not a spam, it depends on the email length and number of links. And this email length and number of link, it leads to spam. One means true, zero means false. So now imagine when there is an email length coming in is 110 and the number of link is 4. Can you tell me why it is a spam? As a human, all of you recognize the pattern well. When the email length is lengthy with a more than one number of link, over here in these two lines, you already can see it is a spam because the pattern is like this. When there is a short email and also no link or even just one link, it is not a spam. So how they actually train the data is like this. They use, for example, 100 rows of this data and they choose two independent variable. They always have something called independent variable. And the spam here is actually the dependent variable. When they choose the independent variables, what will happen is you will see this 100 row. They are using this to predict this. For example, what can I use? This is a subjective question. If I want to predict Shenling next exam mathematics score, previous math score, this is 1. Yes. Janesh, Katil. So previous math score is 1. Your study hour, correct? Your number of practice you did, number of time you spent on mathematics, and also your quiz score, right? Homework completion rate. If you complete the homework, you read through the recording, then definitely your score will be much, much higher. This is what we so-called as a logical thinking. So independent variables is always you think some things to use to recognize the outcome. For example, Janesh, imagine you want to predict your height in the next year. How you going to predict? Actually, there is a data to predict based on their father and mother height, plus it together, divide by 2 and plus 3 or minus 3. If it is a girl, then it's minus 3. If it is a boy, then it's plus 3. This is the scientific formula, right? But what you take as an independent variable, the parents' height, right? So this is what we call as a prediction.